Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have a pretty crazy and kind of a weird news story to go and cover over here, where I feel like I've had a little bit of anti-PlayStation in my, videos and titles and topics, but it's kind of just how the game and news cycle has been. So if you guys don't mind, I'm still very much pro PlayStation, Xbox, and everything else in between, but this one is a little bit of a weird thing to go and talk about. Now, as you guys may or may not know, there's been some huge and major layoffs, even as of today, but a lot of other various places such as Xbox and Bungie and PlayStation, and well, a lot of other various game cycles too. Even Twitch, the website itself that I'm on Twitch on almost every single day, also is having huge, massive layoffs. Amazon, everything. There is a lot of different types of things out there. So right now, the gaming industry is in a little bit of a weird limbo. And right now, people are calling out PlayStation because of this in the first place. Or we're going to go talk about this and as well some huge news when it comes to Riot Games. If you guys don't know, I'm a hopelessly League of Legends addict. And right now, they're actually also doing a massive wave of layoffs. We're going to go talk about that too as well. So basically, everything sucks in the gaming sphere. So let's go talk about it. Make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on with the Twitter and Twitch down below. We'll probably live up on Twitch as you guys see this video. Playing some Power World because I want to say hi and have some good vibes that are not due to, well, layoffs and such. And let's go talk about it. So first and foremost, if you guys have missed it, basically, Destiny 2 is a pretty good and sought-after, well, game. PlayStation bought it, they're on top of it, but as of recently, the game itself has been having a lot of big issues. Now, we did go and cover this news when it first came out, and also have referenced it a lot, but basically, Destiny 2 had a huge, massive layoff not too long ago. It's kind of made big news around November 1st-ish or so, and, like, a lot of people were very disappointed in how PlayStation presented it. People found out about it, like, as of, like, tweets and articles, before it even cut to them. Like, basically, they knew these were coming, and then like it was another 2 days of them basically having to sit there in anticipation. And I saw quite a few folks, even people I knew and recognized in the Bungie community, who, well, didn't know if they had a job or not. Thankfully, some folks did have a chance to keep their jobs, but I also did even see some of my own mutuals who unfortunately lost their jobs. Some of them still have not even had a chance to rebound yet, and I hope they will have a chance to come back soon. But when it comes to gaming, community management, and everything else in between, gaming as a whole has been rough. Because as of right this second too, we've also been seeing, as of like only like a few hours ago, Riot Games did a very big and official announcement stating that they had to share some updates with writers about the future of Riot Games, and they basically laid off a lot of folks. We'll do a little more of a deeper dive into that at the tail end of the video, but as of the second, people have gotten laid off, even saying, I got hit. I'm very thankful for all the writers I've worked with and that they've given me great opportunities. But this job in company where, I'm going to be angry today, I'll be nicer tomorrow. And this also was a lot of other folks out here too as well. A lot of folks in Riot Games, unfortunately, did go and lose their jobs. Same thing with Bungie. And this is where a lot of folks are getting a little bit on the upset side when it came to Bungie as a whole. Like I said, we'll talk about Riot Games as very unfortunate news, and almost every big aspect of the gaming sphere has been getting hit. Like I said, Microsoft, Xbox, PlayStation Studios, random publishers, Ubisoft, everything, Twitch itself, everything has been having issues. Now, some companies are still doing okay, and some people are still hiring, and this is why some folks have been very on the skeptical side. Because of these past few days, we've been seeing a really big push over here when it comes to Bungie. Now, we've been seeing memes on this. We've had a chance. I just go even look through Twitter, you guys can. But basically, seeing over here, where Bungie has now been making quotes and comments and even public statements. This is all just from Zuby itself, not from official sources for this one, but basically saying and showing that Bungie has now been expanding to 1,400 plus employees. And while there's two things to take from that. Number one is that when it comes to Bungie, they had this huge layoff. Like, this layoff was really not good. A lot of people out here, a lot of people out here have been heartbroken because they lost a lot of big integral parts of Bungie. They lost people that were meant to be on the anti-cheat team, which still have not been replaced. They lost a lot of really big community managers who are very beloved in the community, who had a very close-knit and tie-in with the community. They had a lot of people that were also expanding out the games, and they also had to go delay out their upcoming Destiny expansion. So a lot of folks are not happy, a lot of folks are scared, and a lot of folks that even in that company were kind of heartbroken. Like, you see your friends and everyone else leave, it really does go and lower the morale for the company itself. And people are still rough. Like I said, I have seen people that still have not recovered, have still not gotten new jobs, and this is where the community is kind of like, wait a second here. Because once again, these layoffs were big. I'm sure you guys heard about this. Everyone was talking about this. A lot of people were not happy with this. Getting texts from friends impacted by layoffs this morning. It was frustrating, infuriating even, to continue seeing people who strap in to do good work losing their financial security due to poor management. The continued echoes of poor decisions made that feel unavoidable. And all this type of stuff is big because this is also leading towards a potential layoff and also transition towards Sony taking more of a hands-on on Bungie itself, where they want to go and say, if you guys don't meet certain profits and records, we're going to have to go and instill brand new people on the board. And this is where things got rough because former Bungie devs watching Bungie hire more people in after being laid off, they were fired for literally no reason. Now, obviously, people probably were fired for a reason, and there also probably was some people out there who may have deserved to be fired. I don't want to be like the guy who's, oh, big company bad, because sometimes you have to go and fine-tune stuff. Sometimes maybe people are underperformers or whatever it might be. But at the same time, it is really weird to have this big push that Bungie was expanding, and it almost kind of seems like people are kind of mad. Like, they're just mad these devs as a whole. I'm a little bit afraid of like what I'm trying to go scroll through over here too as well. But on the type, like all this type of stuff is just cool. Like, there's obviously a few other ones that are going to be popped over here too as well. But when it comes to this type of stuff, people are just kind of curious. Like, they had this really big, I'm just trying to find like a fun thing to go show you guys over here because people were kind of calling stuff over here. I think even Jake Lucky over here said like Twitch, Epic Games, Riot Games, Facebook, and Facebook Gaming, Bungie, Discord, and tons of smaller gaming studios are dang near every single esports org has had layoffs this past year. It sucks that COVID really was an incredible high time for the industry. Hope it turns around one day. And like I said, those are all just like random giveaways you guys are seeing on this thing, so I can't like go through all this stuff. But we've just been seeing a lot of folks out here calling out Bungie, calling out PlayStation, because they have and they want to go and like announce and talk about the fact of, oh, like our companies are doing good. Like if you kind of go through the actual tweets themselves, like a lot of people are even calling this out. Like this is probably like a better thing to go and showcase, where they have the initial tweet that has a lot of views and saying, yet they laid off their best devs who worked with them since Halo for a lot of workers and the whole Q&A and community support people, as well as people who worked with the anti-cheat support, as I mentioned. And people are up on this one. People have been rough. People are seeing this type of stuff too as well. And well, it's kind of crazy to go and see because some people are trying to go and like say, hey, like they had more employees, they cut some down, they rehired some folks. That's why the number seems big. But in theory, it's way smaller than what it used to be too as well. And people are calling this out. Because once again, like, yeah, this is weird. Like, you don't go and lay off, let's say you're Amazon. You don't go and lay off 5,000 people and then go and brag you have 200,000 people employed when you had 210,000 people employed a year ago. Like, in theory, that's bad. Like, it's a downscale. It's rough. Maybe good for shareholders that are going to be making less money on overhead, but it's also bad for your actual team. Like, you're bad for the people working there. Morale goes down. Like, you don't want to be a part of the 1,400. You want to be part of the 1,600 that's growing, not the 1,400 that's going down. And this is why things have been getting a little bit rough, because even some people are saying the same exact things too when it comes to Riot. Or Riot, when it came to this actual post itself, they're saying like, hey, like they make so much money. Like, look at this. Y'all make so much money you can't even keep your staff. This is insane. You guys charge $60 for a full price of a new game for a Valorant bundle, and that's not good enough. Where is the money going? And this kind of goes to Bungie, too, where Bungie had all of these different types of microtransactions and Eververses and DLCs, and there should, in theory, be profitable. But instead, they are somehow not making money, and they still have to lay off their staff. And this is why the whole gaming sphere is so rough, because people don't really, I guess, have the good vibes. Like, it doesn't feel good. Like, if you're in the gaming sphere right now, you're worried. You're about the future. You're worried about your job. You're worried about your job stability. You could be next. Or if you guys already might be the people who got laid off today, my heart goes out to you. Or people at Bungie that are still worried about their jobs, my heart goes out to you. And it's kind of just sad to go and see, because people are rough. They're saying like, hey, you're not even putting in more in Vanguard. And also most people won't bother worrying too as well. But they did get like 6 months of severance pay, which is nice. 100% of their annual performance bonus, which is good, and access to a company laptop for home. It's still good. Like, if they are still getting stuff, it's nice that they at least did do good stuff with it. But a lot of folks are just saying it's rough. People are saying it's gonna be like, we're in a recession too as well, because it's 11% of their workforce. Layoff of the people who are making better games than League. Sorry, didn't buy enough skins. And a lot of folks are calling us out too as well. There's even Ugu Bear, one of my homies. This is so incredibly disappointing. As a long-time League player, this is disappointing. And it's the same exact vibe that people had when it came to Bungie. And that's why it's like weird, because people are calling out Bungie as of today. People are calling out PlayStation as of today, because the layoffs they suck. Like, I play games like League, I play games like Destiny, I play a lot of PlayStation games, and I don't want to see the people who are working hard on these games getting laid off. Now, at the same time, like I said, there could be all these slackers or bad performers or whatever it might be, or maybe like obsolete studios, or maybe they're trying to cut back stuff back, whatever. I mean, I get it on the corporate side, but it's still really just sad to go and see on the whole business side too as well. So I want to hear all your thoughts on this one, because people are not happy. I'm not happy. I don't like seeing the gaming industry in shambles after such a big growth throughout COVID. I want to see it growing. I want to see cool games. I want to keep people having their jobs, so they don't have to worry about this type of stuff. So, I don't know. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're probably live up on Twitch right now if you guys are bored. We also have the Twitter as well down below. And I appreciate you guys all so much for watching here in the first place. Some crazy stuff all throughout today. And it's just weird to go and see Riot Games even going through all these big troubles in the first place. Love you guys.